Hello. Hi, everyone. Can you see me and hear me okay? Is all of this working all right? And we'll get to some horror and that. Hope everything is okay. It seems to be all right. I've not done one of these live. I've done loads of Eldritch horrors. In fact, there's only been one. I realise if you're not a fan of it, you're probably not tuning into this if you're not a fan of it. But yeah, there was only one a couple of months ago, right? When the one we did with Paul finally went up. But for me, like, we did that in the start of June. I haven't played it for ages. Hi, everyone. AV good? Brilliant. Hey, James. Hey, Neil. Hey, Skip. Hey, Matt. Thank you very much for being here. I thought of you, Skip, when I was kind of typing the thing out yesterday and saying, like, actually, this stream might end up being a bit early for some people. Because I'm not usually on at 1. Maybe I should be in the future, though. It seems people are about. Hey, Ian. Yes, thank you for the birthday wishes. It's my birth. Well, it's in the title of the thing, isn't it? It's my birthday, and I decided, well, what do you want to do on your birthday? I want to play Eldritch Horror, so that's what we're going to be doing. So it's not like a 4 or 5 hour stream. I thought, as much as I want more stories, let's try a 2-player game. I haven't tried this yet, but we're going to go for it. The problem with playing a lot of co-ops, like a lot of co-ops that are based around like getting around a big board, there is balancing for the player count, but the thing that there isn't the balance for is moving around. So a variant that is suggested, and I'm going to try it out, and if it ends up too easy, we've had an easy game and the investigators got lucky. But maybe it will make it more achievable, is to, when you're in a city, usually an action you can do is grab a ticket based on what routes go out of that city, and the suggested variant is for 2 players you get a free action on your turn. If you're in a city, you can grab a ticket of the city that you're in, and it doesn't count as your action. You can still only have 2, you can still only have the type that goes out of the city, but yeah, just as an extra thing that you can do, so your actions aren't just get a ticket and move, which if you only play 2 investigators is largely what you're doing. It's kind of a downside of Mansions of Madness as well in 2 players. And well, so one of us needs we need to get about. Something's happened the other end of the house, and we need to get there. I need to do a Mansions of Madness as well. Maybe we should do that as a live stream. That's a Halloween tradition in the last few years, anyway. So yeah, I'm going to try it out. Hey Joel, how's it going? Hey Thomas, thanks for joining. Visuals good. Wait till you see the magic new camera. How clear! It needs fixing somewhere. It's precarious how it's fixed to one of the light poles at the moment. But yeah, we'll give that a go. So I think, is that everything? Oh yeah, I'm on Patreon if you would like to support me. On Patreon, I'm on Ko-fi if you would like to sling me a birthday present. Virtually, of course. Sling a physical thing at me. By all means, go for it. Well, thanks to everyone supporting me on there already. So, here is the world. We're going to be defending it against Abhoth. I don't know if I've played against Abhoth yet, but we're going to be correcting that now. Abhoth lies deep within the heart of Mount Vomithadreth. There, from the cesspit of Iqua, it sends forth its revolting children, extending its reach across the earth. So we've got 14 Doom to deal with. The cultists are interesting. They have 3 health, but no other stats. Their stats are, whenever an investigator encounters a cultist monster, they draw and resolve a spawn of Abhoth's special encounter. And we set aside 8 cultists and those special encounters. There's how we do in the mythos deck. So the revelation effect, the lead investigator spawns a cultist on a wilderness space that doesn't contain one. Then if there are 6 or more cultists on the board, advance Doom by 1, so we'll need to take them out. 3 mysteries to win the game. When Abhoth awakens, flip the sheet and resolve the effect on the back as usual. Oh, also, the door's going to be going at some point in the first hour of this stream, I think. Haven't had a notification yet, so it's not going to be in the next half an hour. DPD should be coming with a game, a birthday present. So that'll be exciting. Right. What do I need to do then? I think we've done all of the setup. We need to find out our first mystery. And I think... Oh no, we need a prelude as well. The normal setup doesn't have the preludes in it. Which number have I set that up on? We should hopefully have some really clear chord views as well. So the prelude I have randomly picked is Temptation. Shadowed voices whisper gentle words into your ears, promises of peace and happiness. You smile, remembering the places of your childhood, and a gentle breeze caresses your face. Or does it? Was there even a breeze to begin with? As if sensing an opening, the voices egg you on. A sweet scent fills the air. Someone is baking. Your mother, perhaps? Your grandmother? You cannot remember. Everything is so hazy and surreal. Go on, the voices say. They are waiting. Eat the pie. You hesitate. You do not remember being hungry, but it would be rude to decline such hospitality. After resolving setup, the lead investigator, which in our case is Jenny Barnes, may gain a corruption condition to retreat doom by 1. You know what? If you saw the stream with Paul, I ended up inadvertently revealing a part of the game that he hated. He loved a lot of the game. But yeah, I like taking potentially negative things. So you may gain an Eldritch token to reroll a die on resolving a test. If you would gain a boon, you discard this instead, so you can't be blessed. Technically, you would lose a chance of getting blessed. In Revelations, you gain Eldritch tokens and flip the card, and I imagine bad things will happen. But we can retreat Doom by 1, so it starts on 15 instead. I like that. If the lead investigator gains the condition, another investigator may gain a corruption to gain 2 talents. We can't do the third option because there's only 2 investigators. But I think, yeah, out of anybody, somebody believing that their grandma is baking is our chef, Zoe Samaras. So they're all the same on the front, different on the back. We'll find out what they do. And to gain 2 talent conditions, so I need my card clock open. Talent conditions. This would be the weird thing doing it live. Martial prowess and moxie. I'll just pop all them in and we'll have a look at the characters when we get to them. Have a look at all the bits that they can do. So that's our prelude. And then our first mystery, one of the 3 that we need to solve to win. Exploring the caverns. The caverns twist and turn into the depths. Grey ooze dripping down the rocky walls. Screams of those taken by the children echo endlessly through the dark tunnels, but there is no help to be had. When this card enters play, place an Eldritch token on spaces 4, 10, 19, and 21. Yes. As an encounter, an investigator on a space containing an Eldritch token can spend a clue to explore the caverns beneath the Earth's surface. If they spend the clue, they draw and resolve a Deep Caverns special encounter. Okie doke. At the end of the Mythos phase, if there are Eldritch tokens equal to half the number of investigators, solve this mystery. So the encounters then will probably tell us, here's how you're going to get an Eldritch token onto the mystery. Okie doke then. So this is the basic thing. I should say that I think, apart from the very first Eldritch Horror playthrough I did, I don't know, I got them fairly quickly. I think I got very excited about Eldritch Horror. This is all of the expansions just mixed in. So Abhoth, I think, is from the Pyramids expansion. And we might see enemies and various people crop up. You'll see symbols on the bottom of some cards. But yeah, this is just everything mixed together. But I try to, with the playthroughs, I think we zoomed out so far anyway. I did do one, I think, with one of the sideboards, but I kind of avoid them a little bit, which is a shame because I'd like to do another one with a different sideboard. It's just that, you got to zoom out so far. But this camera will hopefully start to solve that. Like, I just need to, I need to get it fixed in the ceiling or something because it's not very safe the way it's being held. So I think that is all of our preamble sorted. And we need to get to our action phase then. So our lead investigator, no, he's not Abhoth. That's the right button. Is Jenny Barnes, the dilettante. Let's have a look at what Jenny's up to. About what Jenny's about. Born to wealth and privilege, Jenny has spent most of her young life in the most fashionable nightclubs around the world, but her life of decadence came to an abrupt halt when she received an ominous letter from her sister, Isabel. In the letter, Isabel reported being followed by mysterious men wearing hoods and robes. When Jenny investigated, she learned that her sister had been kidnapped on an island in the Caribbean. Jenny will use her wealth and international connections to find Isabel and punish the men who took her. She starts off with a 25 automatic, she gets extra dice in combat, fine jewellery, She can add 1 to the result of 1 die when doing an acquire assets action. She's got her corruption that we saw. She's also got a ship ticket. She's our lead investigator. She's pretty good at a lot. She's very good at influence. In fact, her special action, you or anyone else in a city can do an acquire assets action with +2 influence. So 6 dice. She can probably afford some pretty nice things. I don't need that card anymore. And her mission, search for Isabel. Izzy is a smart girl. She's okay. At least that's what you keep telling yourself. Still, you have to find her, and fast. When you gain this card, place 3 random clues face up on this card. I'm just going to make sure that they're not clues from a sideboard we're not playing. So, Istanbul, 14, and the Amazon. The Amazon's quite close. I imagine we need to go there. After resolving an encounter on one of those spaces, discard that clue, and then if there are no clues left, discard this and gain the Isabel reward. If Doom advances to 6 or lower, discard this and get the punishment instead. Okay. Go to those places before Doom retreats too much. So, we've got our 2 actions. She starts off actually on the sea. So if we want to acquire assets, yeah, we need to be in a city. So I suppose her first action then, she just starts off with that ship ticket, so she could get to places a little bit quicker. I'm using blue tack to stand these up, by the way. And these are minis largely from Mansions of Madness. Jenny might be from Mansions of Madness. I think Zoe's a 3D printy one off Etsy. I'm missing them. I haven't got the ones from the last card game expansion. I need to catch up. I need to get painting again, especially for what's arriving. So yeah, first action is going to be to move. Now she's in a city. We'll have our free action. There are rails coming out. I think, again, if you weren't here at the very start, this is just a variant I'm trying out that some fans have cooked up for 2 players. Help you get about a bit more. And then her second action is going to be her special one. She's going to try and acquire assets. What does she want? Well, there's a 38 revolver in there to help us out with combat-y things. She could maybe get extra things, yeah. She will go for it rather than Zoe. So we need some dice. Oh, and a dice tray. My dice tray is full of normal dice. Where do they go? On the floor for now. So, she has got an influence of 4, and a special action can give her +2. So we're after 5 and 6s for successes, and let's see how much money she gets. Oh dear, 0. That's not a good start, is it? So which number takes us over to down here? There we go. So with 0 successes there, I didn't get her a reroll or anything, did I? She can take a bank loan, which I think she probably should do. Take a debt condition to get 2 successes. And then, what's she going to buy? She could search the archives, immediately get a random tome. If she gets the revolver, that's a waste of a success, isn't it? The revolver would be nice, because she's got, her automatic gives her an additional die, rather than changing her skill value. I've got blue tack on my finger. I wonder what that was then. Thought I haven't been painting. Where's that white come from? It's white tack. Yeah, let's go for Search the Archives. She can get a random tome asset from the deck. It won't come off my fingers. So, a tome asset. Seems to be the Occult Grimoire. Gain +3 when resolving spell effects. She doesn't have any spells. Reduce the horror of monsters you encounter by 1 to a minimum of 1. That could be nice. Yeah. And maybe in the future she'll grab that revolver. So Search the Archives is done with. I haven't given myself a discard area. And Treasure Hunter is coming out. Ooh, costs 4. It's an ally. Gain +1. Oh yeah, she has fine jewellery, thank you. Oh yeah, she could turn one of these 4s into a 5, couldn't she? Forgot about the fine jewellery already. So that means she had 3 successes. Maybe she shouldn't have taken the death at all, but we'll stick with that. I mean, she's got an extra success, so she can have the revolver too. And she is already, turn 1, kind of run out of the allotted space I've given her. We're just going to have to encroach into Zoe's area a bit, aren't we? So Treasure Hunter has come out. It's an ally. Gain a load of stats. And I need to refill it with something else too. Specialized Training. That's a cheap one. When you perform a focus, you can consult experts to train you with a will test. Zoe's pretty good at will tests. So that's Jenny's 2 actions. She's going to have an encounter in a bit. Let's meet our other investigator then. Give my camera a second to acclimatise. Actually, I can change the camera angle slightly to accommodate for her. Moving down. Zoe, I think she's appeared in... She was in one of the Arkhams that I did, wasn't she? The last Arkham that I did. Wasn't that the Lola Hayes and Zoe Samaras? That's probably nearly a year ago now. When Zoe was 6 years old, her parents were killed in a fire. As the flames consumed her home, God spoke to her. He told Zoe that she was special and that he was giving her a special task. As an adult, she now travels from city to city taking work as a chef to support herself. When she isn't working, she stalks the night, guided by the Lord's voice. Wherever she finds wickedness, she strikes it down without remorse or hesitation. Most recently, God has called her to Rome to dispense his righteous fury. She starts off with just a holy cross. She gets +2 will in combat encounters. She got that corruption from the start, and that corruption gave her martial prowess. In combat, you can gain +3 strength, but you flip the card before resolving the effect. And then Moxie, you can reroll a die in a will test. Once per round, if you would lose 2 or more sanity, prevent 1 and then flip this. That's pretty cool. Her mission, in his name. No mission is too great for the loyal. No evil will escape the judgment of the righteous. Not on your watch. When you flip a task, unique asset, place an Eldritch token on this card. If there are 3 or more on here, discard this and gain the Crusade Award. So we want to complete tasks. At the end of the encounter phase, if there are 5 or more gates on the board, we get punished. Her action is, if you have fewer than 2 tasks, get a task. Okay? So she's probably going to be spending one of these actions to get a task. If you haven't lost sanity during a combat encounter, roll 2 extra dice in the strength test. So that's pretty good. That Moxie will help that. And her Holy Cross will help too. Oh, actually, you didn't read Jenny's thing down here. Once per round, when you or someone else gains a debt, you can discard it. What? Eventually, I think we've probably used more than half the characters. I try every time I've done one of these playthroughs. It's a different ancient one. It's a different prelude. It's a different set of investigators. Yeah, we're pleasantly surprised by what these characters do. Hey, Zoctol, thank you. Hey, Wick, how's it going? Thank you for the happy birthdays. They are fancy dice. It's been a couple of years now, so I can be a bit less ashamed about how much money they cost. But other things have kind of eaten up money instead. Hey, Derek, how's it going? Thank you. Right, so that was looking at Zoe, wasn't it? So she starts off in Rome here, where she can improve her will. So I kind of want to leave her there. As tempting as it is to go and jump on one of these Eldritch tokens or the expedition, it's probably got nice stuff in it. She is going to try and acquire assets. She's only got 2 influence. The specialized training is quite nice though, and you can always just get a debt. She'll do a special thing and get her, a task unique asset. Task unique assets. Purifying the world. That sounds like Zoe. Right, let's flip back to her. Down, please. There she is. Focus. Purifying the world. When you defeat a non-epic monster during a combat encounter, place that monster on this card, then you may flip it. So ideally, I can't remember what the count was we worked out when we played with Paul last. Is it having 1, 3, 5 tokens is the sweet spot for tasks? I can't remember. They might all be different. Oh, Derek, it's not the full extent of my obsession yet. Me too. In fact, I use the white ones because they like clearer on camera, but I think the green ones pretty clear too. Could have used them. I wish they were more available. Like going about, like it's Arkham Knights coming up soon, isn't it? And they're going to be doing something. I can't remember. It was like acrylic standees, which for someone with the Mansions minis, I'm not bothered about getting some promo standees. But yeah, they do all this stuff. Oh, it's the card game. We might do something for Unfathomable. Maybe we'll mention one of the other games. But come on, Eldritch Horror. It exists. You might not be making any more stuff for it, but people can still buy it, can't they? It's still in print. People love it. Give these games some love as well. Stop doing your Star Wars LCG. Who cares about that? How big's Star Wars anyway? I like Star Wars. If it had been some kind of competitive game, if it had been some kind of cooperative game, I'd have been interested. But a duel game, boring. Right, what am I doing? So Zoe's got a task, and then does she go for the tried and true focus, letting her reroll a die, or get some assets first? Well, actually, if she gets specialized training, when she focuses next turn, she'll be able to try and train. So I am going to go for... Yeah, but if she gets the focus now, she might succeed in her encounter to improve her will in the first place. Okay, you've taught me into it. Focus. Okie doke. So that's our actions, isn't it? It's strange only having 2 investigators. Usually I do 4, but as I say, it takes me like about 5 hours to film it. Thought we'll try and be quicker live, although this first round's taken me about half an hour, innit? Right, encounter time. Jenny Barnes is on a generic space, please, and she is on a city. So take me to the card zoom in space. And focus, please. A stranger at the bank owes a large sum. You offer to help. Influence check -1. Okay, so her influence is 4. That's pretty nice. Hey, Pete, thank you. Oh, dear. Jenny's not having a good time. She hasn't got a clue. The Find Your only helps when she is doing influence tests to acquire assets, so she has failed our first big thing of the game. And she failed a big acquire assets action as well. Maybe I need to switch to the green dice. If you fail, you cannot afford the price on your own. Gain a debt condition. We'll give her the one I discarded. We never looked at it. Unfortunately. We've ended up with a debt again, even with that special ability. Okie doke. So that's Jenny's unfortunate time. Hopefully, oh, it's more encounters, isn't it? Hopefully Zoe's a bit more successful over in Europe. What's happening to her in Rome? The staff at Sapienza ask you to provide a lecture for their students. A law test. She's okay at law. She's got 3. And she hasn't got anything else that helps. She's got her focus. So, yeah, it's just a law check. 3 dice. And someone's got to succeed. There we go. A lovely 6. A lovely little elder sign. If you pass, the grateful teachers offer you classes in any topic you choose. Improve a skill of your choice. Failure would have been impair 1. That's rough. So I think for improving... It seems like combat will be easier if we don't lose sanity. So let's... It is already our strongest thing, though, will. I don't care. I'm going for it. It's what I wanted to improve by being in Rome, so I'm going to improve will. Hey, Greg. Thank you. Yeah, I love the dice tray as well. Any other Blobby fans out there? Remembers the video. Remembers the song. I was very young for all of that stuff. But we had the videotape. He played football, didn't he? He was in a shop. I'm sure it's on YouTube. If you're not familiar with Mr. Blobby, prepare to be potentially terrified. I think that's everything, isn't it? It's mythos time. Just checking my parcel's not the thing pulling up outside, but I think it's about 20 more minutes away. It's a big parcel, so I don't know if we'll be able to do an unboxing. We have got... Okay, we need to do the bits, don't we? Advance the Omen. Are there any blue gates? No, it was a green gate to start us off, so the Doom doesn't advance from there. Monster Surge. So there isn't a blue gate for monsters to surge from. which means a new gate opens in London. Now there's a blue gate. Monster comes out of said gate, and it's going to be an Honored Dead, which has got some kind of special thing. When this monster is spawned, move it to the pyramids. These are new as well. Like, I've had me... Usually they're in these little envelopes that I got, but I saw someone on Facebook had managed to get these, like, little plastic coin capsules. Downside is they're much bigger, but I like the clack of them in the bag. Then new clues. At 2 players, 1 new clue spawns. And it's going to be in space number 3. Where are you? Oh, down here. And then it's time for the card. To everyone else, it is simply an unimpressive curiosity, but you know that it's special. You know that it's the most important thing to ever happen to you, and now that you have it, you'll never let it go again. We've got a nice time easy boy for the first mythos phase. Unhealthy fascination. The lead investigator gains an asset of their choice from the reserve, but then lose sanity equal to its value. Ooh. So Jenny here could potentially gain a very valuable item if she's willing to take a massive hit. She's not... Sanity is her weaker thing. We've got 7, 5, 5, 7. I think we want Zoe to have the specialised training. We don't necessarily need her to privately fly somewhere. Immediately go to a space of your choice. You can discard this card to cause every monster on your space to lose 3 health. That's something you can just have. But this seems very... It's very nice, isn't it? It would weaken her. Maybe she just spends this turn getting a resource and healing to get back up. Because this is like... the best result, isn't it, of gaining assets. That means she's not getting focus. Yeah, I'm going to go for... She's going to go big and get a treasure hunter and lose 4 sanity for it. She has 1 sanity left. Turn 1. She'll hopefully heal that back up. Okay. Yeah. I'll go with that. So then, if I could get a sleeve big enough for the board, it'd be in one. We need token upgrades next. Are these going to wear out one day? So a new round. Do I want to switch lead investigator in case the mythos phase does something nasty sanity-wise to Jenny? Yes. Zoe will be our new lead investigator. And Zoe's actions will be... Oh, I need to refill the thing, don't I? Occult tablet. +3 when resolving spells. Neither of us are very spelly. Okay. Jenny isn't going to be able to do an action to help Zoe get things. Why doesn't she? Do an assets to get the training, and then she can either walk over to Istanbul. What's the Star Vampire? When it's spawned, advance the omen by 1 unless the investigators as a group spend 2 clues. What about if it was spawned at the start of the game? That's a horrible one to start with. 4. Not jumping in there. Although Zoe's pretty handy, isn't she? So it's stats. -1 to your will test. 3 sanity damage. -2 to your strength test. 2 damage. 4 health. On a dead. It's going to give us curses if it stays out. It's got 3 health. Because yeah, the plan was going to be go get specialized training. Go focus to activate the special training. That's a task, but it's not a task unique asset, is it? Let's see if she can get the specialized training without taking on a debt. Because her influence is only 2. So looking for a success, please. She doesn't get one. I'm just going to go for the debt and hope that it's not too terrible. And that gives her 2 successes, which means she'll have specialized training and waste 1. And then the new thing that comes out is going to be a spirit dagger. +1 will and +2 strength during combat encounters. So it's a bit better than a cross, actually. There's a Spanish company that has a playmat of the board and all the sideboards slightly reduced in size, so it saves space. It's brilliant. I think I've seen that. I didn't know it was smaller. I like that because I've zoomed out so far, kind of because of the cards, but the board itself. And I generally put things all over the board as I'm playing. And the thing that put me off, it might have been the same for the someone that does a Arkham 2nd Edition mat as well, is that the pictures are different for licensing reasons, I'd imagine, and that I'm odd. I find it hard to find the places, even with their pictures right now. You know, like from the back of the encounter deck and stuff, the expedition encounters. Oh yes, thanks, Ruff. I'm forgetting about this jewelry all the time. Zoe can take that debt and instantly get rid of it. Jenny can't get rid of her own. It's only when it's being gained. So, have you got it, Derek? Well, if you're both recommending it, I'll have to have a look at it. I might have been looking at this the other week, actually. Haven't they got, when I was trying to think, what do I want for my birthday? I haven't managed to think of anything. Maybe this now, but I think it was expensive. Haven't they done like a combined board where it's a mat with the sideboards on it as well? I think if we're talking about the same one, it was on Etsy, I think I was looking. Maybe I'll get one. And then it's an excuse to do another playthrough, isn't it? Right. So Zoe's done that stuff. So does she waltz over and start fighting things? No. She's going to wait one more turn, and she's going to get focused, because when you perform a focus action, you can consult experts to train you, do a will test. She passes with flying colours. If you pass, discard this card and improve a skill of your choice. So, it could be anything. I'm tempted to just do will again. But strength. I'm going to try and kill this in one go. We want to not take the sanity for a start. We want to at least have 2 successes on this will test. But we get +2 will. Go for a strength. Let me see if I can pull it up. Sorry about the gap in gameplay, but birthday. Do what I want. I'm sure I saw... Or was it Arkham that it was all on one mat? Surely not Arkham, because Arkham... It's just enormous. Oh, accept the cookies, and that means you take me out of my search. Yeah, there's a... I don't know if it's like a new option, or maybe we're looking at different sellers. Oh, the link's too long. It's because it's got all this bump after the link. If I press that, it should let me paste links because it's my chat. I think it's the same company, Rolling Mats. They do an Arkham one as well. Can't get the browser up on here to show you. Cardboard tube included. But yeah, they've done like a 120 by 45 centimeters tiny board. It's got all of the sideboards on it. Can you play a game with all the sideboards in one go? $120. So that'd be a bit more. What's the area you can see right now? Actually, it's a lot more in it. Another 30 centimeters. So for streaming purposes, not as much. But yeah, that's like a smaller condensed version, but they also do playmats of all the bits separately. Yeah, the only bit I was concerned with is all the pictures being different. Do you not find that is that all right? Do you get used to it? I suppose they're similar, aren't they? The Amazon one's quite different. If you're watching this back later and wondering what we're talking about, there's a link in the live replay chat. I do like them as mats though, because yeah, it's recommended above as well. They're second edition Arkham mats. They're pretty beautiful. I've bought myself a big game for my birthday. I shouldn't be looking at buying play mats as well. Hey, rolling mats, get in touch. Dispatch from Spain. Delivery cost £12. Because yeah, the Arkham Second Edition is the great big playmat, and then 3 more. They'd come in time for GridCon. Got some big Arkham and Eldritch games at GridCon on a playmat. The board's fine. Stop looking at stuff. It's not fine. I want playmats. Not right now. We'll think on it. Right. Completely forgotten what was happening in the game. Zoe just upgraded herself, didn't she? She's got assets, and then she focused herself. It's like someone's sweeping up with a shovel outside. You know, like grinding a shovel against gravel. Right, Jenny hasn't gone, but we know what she's doing already. She is going to gain resources as an action. Then she's going to heal, which would be 1 health, 1 sanity, but she can spend the resource to get an extra sanity back. So she's at least back up to 3 sanity. Effectively wasting a turn, but she got a very expensive asset without having to risk the roll. I bet you, if I'd rolled the 6 dice, she would have got 4 successes this time, just to spite me. But she wouldn't have had the option of getting a debt because she's got a debt. That's an option as well. She should maybe have done the influence test to try and get rid of the debt, because we could be having a reckoning here. I think that's all right, though. Encounter time. Zoe's first. She's still in Rome, because, well, stuff's been happening, hasn't it? But let's see what she's up to. And then I'll start thinking about, we need to be doing encounters and stuff. We need to be doing this. Where is she, Rome? Neighborhood children are attacked by a Strix. You try to defend them from the strange 4-legged bird. Strength test. Strength is going to be 4 to the newly upgraded Zoe Samaras. Yeah, she does want to go over and start fighting things for a task, doesn't she? Oh dear, that's a bad roll. So, we don't want to fail. Let's spend a focus to reroll. We've got 2 chances at this. There we go. 5 is beautiful. If you pass, the grateful families share their knowledge with you. Improve a skill of your choice. Okay. I mean, Zoe, 3rd upgrade, round 2. Kind of want to keep going with the strength and sanity. We'll upgrade her strength. Max you can upgrade a single stat is +2. Great. Good times for Zoe. Not so much for Jenny, although she's got to have another generic one because she hasn't moved. She is in a city. You see a man throw away his papers to evade the police. Gain a ship ticket or a train ticket. I haven't been doing the free action for Zoe ever. Okay, so Jenny's full up of them, so that's a waste for her. And give Zoe some for her free actions for our variant in case she ever moves. If you you ask him for help, influence check. So influence is 4. Her bonuses are all for when she's actually doing the acquire assets. She succeeds at a test. That's Jenny's first success. Gain a random service asset from the deck. Our service asset is going to be private care. Which says, when you gain this... Oh, should have been risky. When you gain this card, immediately recover all health and sanity. Okay, well, she's back up to full. You can't complain about that. But we could have been dead risky and done something else with the turn and left her with 1. You couldn't have known that was going to happen, though. He's being quite nice to start off. It could be a birthday present from Marty. I mentioned that. I don't know, I think I'm getting... I've asked for an Amazon voucher, for one thing. I've got nothing I want off Amazon. Kind of the problem with the downside of going to Essen. Poor me, first world problems. I've got a big pile of games downstairs. I don't want any more games. Like I'm at the same time trying to cut down on the number of games, and I've brought loads back. I'm trying though. But playmats aren't new games. Playmats are beautiful, perfect things. It would encourage me to play more expansions, right? We could justify anything. Right, that's our encounter phase, isn't it? It's time for mythos time. And we have, yellow means. Move this. Are there any red gates? No, luckily. Then reckonings. What's the order for reckonings? I always forget. I think it's ancient one first. Monsters, then ancient one, then mythos cards, then investigator stuff. There is a monster with an effect. Roll a die. On a 1 or a 2, Zoe is getting cursed. Uh-oh. I mean, it does give us a chance to use the cursed dice. On the plus side, that's not a good start. That's the monster. She could have gone... That's the one she was going to go over and fight as well. Then ancient one. The lead investigator spawns a cultist monster on a wilderness space that doesn't contain one. Okay. Well... Jenny wouldn't mind going and fighting a cultist. She was going to go into the Amazon anyway, because she wants to have an encounter in there. Then if there are 6 or more cultists, advance the doom. Okay, then our people. So, corruption. Zoe gains an Eldritch token. Just herself. And then flip this card. Which tells us you may gain a Dark Pact to discard all of your Eldritch tokens. Dark Pact could be very bad. Everywhere you go, bad things happen. A cloud of misfortune surrounds you. Resolve each effect that applies based on the number of Eldritch tokens you have. 1, discard an ally. Well, she hasn't got an ally. Okay, then, so up to... Yeah, maybe the 3rd time this kicks off, we gain a Dark Pact so that Jenny doesn't have to start getting Banes. But that's just going to stick right around, isn't it? Oh, dear. Well, you chose to get that corruption. Ooh. Then, cursed she just got. So do we roll for that? I don't think you do. Because if you get blessed, you don't roll for it right away. I think I'm right in saying you don't roll for it. If you gained it in this reckoning bit. Correct me if I'm wrong though, because it'd be good for Zoe. We can have zoom out, aren't we, and go a bit diagonal. There we go. Fit all Jenny's stuff in. Jenny has a debt. Let's see what her debt entails. Dark extraction. Part of your essence. That was the deal, and failure to live up to your end of the bargain will cost you and the world more than you bargained for. Resolve the reckoning effect of each rumour mythos card in play. There isn't one, unless you discard a talent condition. Go for it. That's a lucky debt to have. And then corruption, gain an Eldritch token, and then flip the card. These corruptions. You may gain a Dark Pact to get rid of all your Eldritch tokens. A constant fog permeates your thoughts. Resolve each effect that applies. 1. For each Eldritch token you have, discard a clue, a focus, or a resource. She doesn't have any. 3, discard a talent or an improvement. She shouldn't have any of them right now. 5 or more, gain a Bane. So yeah, we're probably going to be getting Dark Pacts from agreeing to that corruption. Let's hope we can get some good stuff done. That's the Reckonings then. So, resolving the rest of the card. A new gate spawns in the Amazon. Ooh, there's a lot to do down there. With a new monster. Oh no, I was thinking, is it going to be an easy one now? No, and that kind of completely messes everything up. A Dark Young with a Reckoning effect that's going to advance Doom. It's got 5 health. Things are going bad. So now, there's 2 things to fight there. How unlucky is that? What's the rest of the card say? Prophecy fulfilled. The police were torn to shreds, and their blood used for writing on the wall. His coming was foretold, and now the messenger manifests. Behold his works writ large across the world. Their thunder echoes from the first of seconds to the last chime of the final hour. Spawn a monster on each of these spaces. Shanghai is getting a leopard man. When this monster is spawned, move it to the Heart of Africa. Then search the deck for a Heart of Africa expedition encounter. shuffle the deck and put that on top. I haven't got all the ones out, so I'm just going to whack that on top. We haven't seen any yet. Oh, shuffle the deck, because that's no longer going to be the second one necessarily. Your birthday gift should be that you went to Essen and received games. I did enjoy Essen. I didn't enjoy getting there and back. No, it's tough, isn't it, when you do a job that is your hobby. But oh no. A Starspawn is very similar to a Dark Young. 5 health and it's going to advance Doom. That's on the Heart of Africa. Heart of Africa's looking like a scary, scary space. And then something in the pyramids. So the pyramids are getting worse. Oh, that's a cultist. Okay, so we have encounters for fighting them. Then every monster recovers all health. They haven't taken any damage. Ouch. That's the mythos phase. Do we want to swap lead investigators? I don't think so. But Zoe's cursed. She can gain extra dice, but is she just going to fail at all of this stuff because she needs 6s? We've got to try. Zoe is going to... She could just go and encounter the Eldritch token, couldn't she? Oh, she needs to spend a clue to do that, so we need to get clues. There's only clues kind of in these corners right now. We'll try and keep down the cultists. We don't want 6 appearing. Zoe's going to get a focus and go to the pyramids. Is she? Jenny is going to move to one of these clues because that space is now terrifying. Although we could get dynamite, couldn't we? What about that dynamite? She can get a debt and cancel it again. She'd want that. That's an action to use the dynamite, though. So getting the dynamite, moving. In the future, maybe she'll get that dynamite. Each monster on your space loses 3 health. That would kill the 3 health cultist. And 3 out of 5 damage to the Dark Young. Yeah, we'll think about that later. We can always private flight back. She's going to get a focus. And she is going to move with her ship ticket, to where the clue is. Okay. And that's it? Happy with that? Not really. Okay, Zoe. Who does she want to fight first? I guess the Honored Dead. Let's get our cursed dice out then. For sad times. So she gets +2 will. She's got 5 will. She's got +2 and she can re-roll 1. And she can prevent sanity loss with her Moxie. So yeah, she gets 2 more dice than this. She is looking for 2 successes to stop taking some sanity damage. Which, when you need 6s, there's none. She gets 2 more dice. There's none. She can re-roll 1. That's nothing. She'll spend a focus. I mean, she should have gotten 1 now, shouldn't she? She's rolled 8 dice now. Come on, statistics. Nope. If she takes no sanity damage... she gets to roll extra strength dice. That's not going to happen, though, is it? Okay, she's taking 2 sanity damage. Once per round, if you would lose 2 or more, prevent 1 and flip the card. Staring death in the face time and time again, you come to a sudden, oddly comforting realization. It is not you who has gone mad. It is the whole world. You may discard a madness condition, then flip this card. That's pretty great, then. Happy with that. So she only takes 1 sanity loss, and it would get rid of madnesses in the future. She hasn't got any madnesses. Banes we'd like to get rid of. Then we move on to the strength test. So she has got 4... I thought she upped her strength twice. She did. Don't know why that's flipped back. She's got 5 strength. And she can get +3 with her martial prowess. She will do that because she has to decide before doing the test. Put it on camera, actually, shall we? You may spend a health to gain +5 instead. But if you don't get 3 successes, you'll get an injury. Unless you discard it. She is going to spend a health. So she has got 10 dice on this test. 3 successes will mean no damage and she'll kill the monster. But again, she is cursed. Thanks to this monster. She's got to focus. We need 3, please. On 10 dice. She got none in the first 9 that she rolled. There's 1. Boom. She needs 2 on these. I see 2. And that would have been on camera as well. Usually they roll off camera when good things have happened. There we go. Cursed Zoe has killed one of her 2 things. She got 3, so your combination of strength and focus is unparalleled. No additional effect. Her martial prowess stays. It did cost her a health, but without that health, she would not have done that. So the Honored Dead is killed. When you defeat a non-epic monster during combat, put it on this card. You may then flip this card. I'm tempted to... It would be better if we didn't activate it, but I'm tempted to activate it to get her thing doing. Because you have to flip it to get an Eldritch token on this card, and you want 3 Eldritch tokens on the card. And the gates are building up, because they're getting too scary to go and run at. Although, we could get to London soon, couldn't we? You've chosen to go south. I'm going to flip it. So, purifying the world. Gathering the corpse of the final sacrifice, you complete the ritual to purify the world. Resolve each effect that applies based on total toughness. Okay, that's how flipping it around. Usually, you put Eldritch tokens on when things happen, don't you? And then it's based on the number of tokens. So, yeah, it would have been nice, actually, if we'd waited till the cultist, looking back. But I've chosen to flip it. Resolve each effect that applies based on the total toughness. I've got 3 toughness of monster here to discard. Discard a monster of your choice on the game board. 5, it would have been a gate as well. 9, a rumour. 13, solve the active mystery. I'll know in the future. I'm never going to remember that. But that's a positive thing. So discarding a monster, I think, so that Jenny can come back in the future. It's going to take her ages to come back here anyway. This is a place with a gate we want shut. Dark Young or Starspawn, because both of those are big scary monsters that have got 5 health and are going to make Doom potentially advance. Discard that one. Okay, so that's our first encounter. Then there's a cultist to be dealt with. So we need... When you fight a cultist, you do a Spawn of Abhoth encounter instead. As the lumbering beast approaches you, it roars in a berserk fury and rips off one of its own arms. It brandishes the limb as if it were a club. Grey blood gushes from the open wound. Horrified, you try to resist the urge to vomit. Will -1. So that's going to be 4, but she is still cursed. Bad stuff in it. I mean, I'd kind of like a reckoning to get rid of that curse, but I bet she's not going to roll the right number. She fails. Yeah, 4's right. She's got to focus. Come on, Zoe. Although it will involve another test in a minute, I think. That's a failure. Oh, well, she did kill that monster. You begin retching uncontrollably. Lose a health and a sanity. Physically weakened, you consider your options. Observation -1. That's 0, but but you always get 1 in Eldritch. It's a cursed 1, but it's 1. Fail. Nothing happens. So that means there is no more encounter to be had on this space because the monster persists. And that's Zoe's encounter phase done. Jenny is having a research encounter on a sea space. A crazed stowaway has set fire to the cargo, including a valuable package from a recent excavation in Cairo. You may spend 2 health to brave the flames and rescue the goods. We'll do that. She has got 7 health. 5 now. If you spend the health, gain this clue and a relic artifact. We need clues. Relic artifacts sound like they're going to be pretty nice. Relic artifact, please, is going to be Gahan fragments. Which is, as part of a travel action, you can spend a health to move an additional space along any path. So you can go there. Yeah, that is Jenny. Jenny had a nice encounter time, didn't she? That's it for our encounters. Nasty mythos time. Let's see. Hideous apparitions. A reckonings are going to happen, so maybe cursed's going to go away, but corruption's going to keep ticking up. So you go over there. We do have a London gate, so Omen advances 1 space. We have a blue gate. Yeah, got 1 of each colour. Then reckonings. Monsters. Cultists don't have 1. You are roll a die on a 1 or 2. Advanced Doom. It's a 1. You don't have 1. Abhoth says that on a wilderness space, we need to put a cultist. In a space that doesn't already have 1. I mean, Jenny could potentially... She could go to Sydney and spend a health to be able to get here next time. We'll pop it there. You think she's going to kill that cultist and be able to do the mystery thing? She'd solve the mystery if she did it. Get a focus, move. She still have 4 health. Sounds like a plan. Okay, that's their reckonings. Our reckonings. Can Zoe get rid of Cursed on a 4, 5, or 6? Yes. Thank you very much. Corruption. She gets an Eldritch token, so she has got 2. Need to separate. That's for her tasks. 2. She got to discard an ally. She doesn't have 1. Jenny just has her Corruption, which is get 1, and then for each 1, discard... I forgot about this. She's got 2 Corruption. Then she's going to have to, for every Eldritch token, discard a clue, focus, or resource. She's got 1 clue and 1 focus. So she is going to choose... I wish they'd got rid of the Corruption as well. To get rid of those Eldritch tokens, she is going to take on a Dark Pact. Scary times. So that then the Eldritch token is 0. She doesn't have to get rid of everything because she can solve the mystery if she succeeds at whatever the encounter is going to be over there. She's also got to succeed at killing that cultist because you've put that there. Alright, make things easier for her. Say that we put the... You're only saying that because of the Corruption, though. Yeah, but we knew what the other side of the Corruption was. Because there's not great wilderness spaces anywhere. Say the Himalayas, we can go over there. Don't make things too hard for Jenny. She needs to succeed at that before she loses all of her stuff. Right. That's all of the reckonings. Gate opening. And this is gate number 4. Bad things happen to Zoe if 5 open. Tokyo. It's a night gaunt. Oh. Only 2 health. If there's an investigator on this space in a reckoning, move him and the monster 1 space and he becomes delayed. Otherwise, move this monster 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator. Oh dear. Hideous apparitions. Now the horrid thing is not the only threat. The gruesome images of its victims have begun to manifest. The spectral figures demand justice, and they will not let you rest until their deaths have been avenged. Investigators as a group lose a total amount of sanity equal to the number of monsters on the board. Each investigator that lost sanity from this effect gains a madness. The 7? We'll lose 3 each, and Zoe will lose another 1. This seems so bad. It's been so rough so early. Maybe going to be a short stream. And then we've both got to get a madness condition. Zoe can get rid of hers, though, can't she, by fighting? So, Zoe gets amnesia. Jenny gets hunger. Amnesia, when you do a rest action, you can roll a die on a 5 or 6, get rid of it. Hunger, when you do a rest action on a 4, 5, or 6, get rid of it. So nasty. That's not even a red one. What? My parcel has been delivered to a neighbour. I'm here. That's infuriating. I'm in. 13:36. 25 minutes ago. We were chatting 25 minutes ago. DPD are usually great. Alright then, new round. I won't change the lead investigator. Zoe is going to... She's going to stick with this cultist. She's not cursed anymore. She's going to heal 1 and 1. Because she's only got 1 sanity. She's going to get a focus. Is she, though? She's going to heal. She's not going to get a focus. She's going to move to Rome and then spend a ticket to go to London. Because she can spend a free action to get a ticket back as well. Because we need to get these gates closed, don't we? I don't think so, unless they're not dead gentle. Like, I don't know. I'm next to the front door from this window, and the window's open. Maybe I didn't. Let's trust in the kindness of people. Like, I feel bad for my neighbour as well, because I think it's a pretty big box. Or potentially 2 boxes. Right. Jenny. Oh, she is spending a health, isn't she? Because she is moving 1 and spending a health to move an extra 1. And then shall we just have a heal rather than... I did want her to get a focus. Let's have a heal. She's got our focus. Okay. Oh yeah, they both rested, haven't they? So Zoe needs to roll a die to try and get rid of amnesia. Thanks, Neil. 4? No, she needed a 5 or 6. Jenny needed a 4. 5. Jenny can get rid of her hunger. That's somewhat as well. That's an advantage to these. Hey, Funky Side, how's it going? I've never done a stream of it before. There's been... I've done loads of playthroughs of it. This is the first one I've tried live. Getting alright. It's not doing well, is it? Favourite of the big expansions? I kind of, because I got too excited and mixed them all together. I really like Dreamlands, which doesn't seem to be very popular, but it's because I like the Dreamlands as a setting as well. Like, I enjoyed the Hypnos playthrough. I like being in Cellophane with the cats and stuff for the encounters. So I think that because of the setting, but yeah, because I kind of got overexcited, and like I didn't get into it until maybe a couple of years ago. I was really late to it, so it's all finished and available by the time I started getting it. I think I got it at the UK Games Expo from the Bring and Buy, the base game with the, what's the first one called? The one that kind of, you know, fixes it, gives everything more cards. It was that, the base game and that, and I loved it so much that I dived back into it and remembered, hey, we used to play second edition all the time. You used to love that. Why don't you give that a go again? And here we are. Right. What's happening? Oh yeah, they got rid of their conditions. Then, encounter time, Zoe is going into another world. Yeah, Zoe's still lead. Into the Great Hall of Saleno? The book you are reading describes complex rituals in very abstract terms. You do your best to comprehend the dense material. She is not cursed anymore, but she is not focused either. She succeeds. You gradually begin to see a pattern emerge. Gain a spell. Our first spell of the game. And it is Summon Bayaki. Test lore. If you pass, move to a space of your choice within 2 spaces, and then flip the card. Okay. After staring so long at the book, however, you've forgotten how to get back home. You ask others in the library for help. Influence -1. Oh dear. She has got nothing to help her with this. If she fails, she is going to become delayed, so skip her next action phase, and she won't close the gate. Nothing I can do about it, though. No, fail. So she becomes delayed. I've got everyone lined down so you can see them, so we'll do the exclamation mark to try and remember that she is delayed. Bad times. Jenny. Oh, she's in Sydney, isn't she? What does she need to do? Spend a clue. Yeah. To do one of these special encounters. Something brand new. Take me to the camera, please. Deep caverns. After spending hours in the dark tunnels, you come to the realization that you are completely lost. You pause at a fork in the passageway and listen intently. Resolve the pass effect to go toward the sound of running water, or the fail effect to go toward a faint scuffling sound. Go off the camera so I don't choose based on the results. Is it scuffling sound or running water? Running water? And it's a pass effect. Like, I know that doesn't mean it's better or worse. Scuffling? I mean, Jenny's pretty tough. Running water. It's my first instinct. You come across... She's alright at strength. Or she would have been worse at observation, actually. You come across a swiftly flowing aquifer. It looks as if it slopes upwards, and you suspect it leads to the surface. You try to swim, but the current is too strong. Strength -1 is going to be 2 dice. Oh no, 3 dice, and she can reroll 1. All of her other strength bonuses are for during combat. 2 successes. You press on until you reach the surface. Place this Eldritch token on the active mystery. At the end of the mythos phase, if there are Eldritch tokens on this card equal to half the number of investigators, solve it. So we have done one of the 3 good things we need to do. So you go there. That's the end of the mythos phase, but that's the end of her encounter. Yes, there. So, mythos card. You pause and go get it. Maybe I will. We'll finish this round out. I've got to do me be right back screen, haven't I? I've prepared it. Get a new clue out. Clue's going to be Shanghai. Jenny's not a million miles away from there. An exclamation mark in space 14, please. Zoe's nearby, but she's missing her next action phase. And then 3 Eldritch tokens on the card. Yeah, let's leave it here so the camera can see it. Doorways to Twonella. As the boundary between worlds weakens, you hope to commune with the powers that rule the shadowy realm where the dead reside and restore the walls between our realities. As an encounter, an investigator on Space 14 may look for Tuonela with an observation check. If they pass, they may spend clues equal to the number of investigators. Got to have 2 clues. To solve the rumour, when there are no Eldritch tokens on the card, discard every gate on the board and spawn one for every gate discarded, which would be new monsters. Each investigator on a space with a gate is lost in time and space, then solve the rumour. Ooh. I mean, that involves clues. Haven't got any. So that is the mythos. And that's that done. Okay. So I am going to check on my parcel and make sure it arrived okay. I will be back shortly, everybody. Make yourselves a nice cup of tea. And oh, actually, no, let's solve the mystery. Solve the mystery. And let's see what the next one is. And then we can start thinking about it. Sealing the caverns. Abhoth's children reside in the deepest tunnels beneath the earth, emerging only to feed and do their sire's disturbing work before returning to the deep to slumber and prepare for their next meal. After an investigator resolves a research encounter, they may spend the clue they gain to put an Eldritch token on the nearest wilderness space that doesn't contain one. Okay. As an encounter, you can investigate on a space with an Eldritch token to try and seal the cavern with a Law or Strength -1 test. If they pass, place the Eldritch token on this card. Half the number. So we need to do that once. Okay. Get a clue. Make it spawn a wilderness token. Go and have an encounter on that wilderness. Well, we'll see. Well, Zoe can't do anything right now. She's delayed and has to skip her next action phase. Jenny. She'll be able to use a free action to... But she can only move once, can't she? Yeah, she's probably going to end up in Sydney next turn. Maybe get a focus, maybe buy some stuff. Ideally, we'd want to close these gates. Get some dynamite. Anyway, yes, I'm going to have a little recess while I go and grab this parcel. I will see you in a few minutes, everyone. I will be right back. Hello. There we go, all sorted. Right, what was I doing? Investigations. Zoe's skipped. Jenny needs to start making her way back. She'll have a free sea thing. She could get to Shanghai next time. Does she want to get stuff? She could get a spirit dagger, but it's only going to help a little bit. Her dark pact coming at some point. I mean, she could private flight right there, couldn't she? Or does she get a focus to try and succeed at getting the clue in the first place? She's going to private flight this. This is what she's good at. She can get assets. Yeah, we don't want to fly Zoe to it. Zoe needs to be trying to close gates before everything falls over for her. She wants to be getting tasks as well. Right. She has got 6 dice for this. She gets 1 success. And she can up the result of 1. Okay, she'll get a debt and she'll cancel it. So she's got 3 successes. She only needs 2. She's going to private flight herself. She could go somewhere else with a clue. Oh, actually. What if she just... lost her health to go straight to this clue? And didn't acquire assets. Forgot about this one just sitting here, and maybe she can go to the Amazon in the future, which was the old plan. That's a wilderness space. Yeah. She's going to lose her health, because she could always heal, couldn't she? Get a focus or heal. She'll heal. 1 of each. That's a better plan, and then we'll save this private flight for when we really need to get somewhere. Take backs, but do I want? It's for her birthday. Zoe skipped her thing, so it's straight to encounters. Zoe, now awakened, finds herself waking up in Yuggoth. You find a room filled with strange metal cylinders. Inside of each cylinder is a living brain that can communicate through a speaker box. You ask them for help. She is not good at this. 2 influence, and she doesn't have focus because she had to skip her turn. She fails. The disembodied brains demand that you stay. They tell you terrible secrets they've learned about the fate of the Earth. Lose 2 sanity unless you spend a clue. She has to lose 2 sanity, but she can prevent 1 with this. Because that would kill her, actually. Staring at that, you can discard a madness condition. She can discard her madness for a moxie. So that kind of worked out, even though she was delayed. Hasn't closed the gates. Unfortunately, Zoe might fail at this thing. She's done 1 of 3 of it. What's Jenny supposed to do? She wants to go to 14. Oh, Jenny wants to go over where the thing is. Istanbul. The Amazon. Well, the Amazon's what we're working on to try and find Izzy. Research encounter, please. We are in the sea, I think. Yep. In her dying breath, an aged bounty hunter tells you of the hunting gear she buried in the sand when she gave up her old life. You attempt to find it. Observation -1. She has an observation of 3, thanks to the treasure hunter, and she can reroll a die. Oh, yep, that is 3. Felt like more. Hey, Robert. Yes, it is Halloween time. Success. Gain a magical artifact, but not the clue. Okay. Magical artifact could be cool, though. The magical artifact shall be the Mask of Sthenilus. Which tells us, as an action, you can spend an improvement or impairment to improve a skill of your choice or gain a talent. Good if you get impairments in it. Good way of getting rid of them. But I like the clue. To be honest, clue is still there, though, for next round. A lot of people kind of just stood around on the spaces they already were while the mythos card hammers us down. It is time for The doom to advance, still just one space, isn't it? Yeah, there's 2 blues. 1 space. Oh, I can just go to the Eldritch tokens. What a fool. Thanks, MC Gamora. Yeah, because I only needed 1, didn't I? Ah, that's an advantage of a 2-player game, isn't it? There's 1 there, and that's a wilderness space. Okay. We'll correct that next time. We'll just fly over there. Right. Mythos. I've advanced that. I've advanced Doom, I think. Monster Surge out of the green gate. Monster Surge is 1. It's a witch. Everyone who's cursed loses a health. That's out of... Where's the green one? Oh, Istanbul. Which is a place we want to go to. Clue. In Ulthar. You're not in this game. No, Bent Pyramid isn't in this game. Enchanted Wood isn't. Plateau of Leng. 10. Under me dice tray, isn't it? Oh, that's a good place to go. Oh, there's an Eldritch token and that. We could almost... She's got a ship token. Move, ship token, spend a health. She can get there. She can get about, Jenny. She doesn't even need to fly. Or she could just walk to the city and definitely private flight there. But in the future... Doesn't plan out the rest of the turn. Let's look at the Mythos card. Strange energies. The disturbances occurred in such remote areas that they went largely unnoticed at first, but soon news spread to research outposts. Those scientists reach out to you about strange lights in the sky and flocks of birds dying in flight and plummeting to the ground. It would be good to have clues for the rumour though as well. Each investigator on the active expedition space or adjacent space loses health and sanity. There's no Mystic Ruins space. Then shuffle the expedition encounter and Mystic Ruins encounter deck. So, the current encounter has now moved to the Amazon. It's all kicking off in the Amazon. So there she wants to find Izzy, but we could solve the mystery by going to one of these spaces. I mean, Zoe is close, but... Close this gate to stop a bad thing. It's advancing Doom and stuff. Oh, we need more people. Right. That's just going to make the gates change, though. It's not the worst thing that could happen. It's going to make more monsters come out. New round. Zoe is back. She's only got 1 sanity, so she is going to stay there and try and close that gate, because she's going to heal. Oh, she doesn't have amnesia. She's going to heal and get a focus. Maybe next round she will run over there. Yeah? She wants to have fights. But we're also worried about getting these gates closed. Jenny could get to the Amazon this turn by spending a health. She's going to spend a health to move an extra spot. And before then, she gained a focus. Because she could hopefully take out this cultist and then jump in the Amazon. And that's the Amazon encountered. And then she could get a flight to any of the other bits next time, so she's back in the thick of the action. Exploring the caverns is done, isn't it? That's a mystery we completed. Encounter time. Zoe is jumping through this gate yet again. Where's she going to get taken to? The past. You're shocked to see a younger version of yourself participating in the cult ritual that opened this portal, despite you having no memory of doing so. Resolve the pass effect to observe the ritual, or the fail effect to interrupt it. Zoe can get involved. Oh, observe. Well, would she get involved? I don't know, I've said observe. You watch in horror as the cultists invoke their gods, and then steal your memory. Will check. I did see the will symbol. That's influenced me, hasn't it? 3, 4, 5. 5 on the old will. No, -1. 4 on the old will. And she can reroll 1 with Moxie. Whoa! 4 successes. 3 sixes. Where was that when she was cursed? You learn what you need to seal this portal. Close this gate. It took her 3 attempts, but she shut it. Jenny needs to fight a cultist, which needs an encounter. A gargantuan, long-legged monstrosity stands before you, clicking its many pairs of mandibles in irritation. Its organs oscillate unnaturally within its bulging, translucent belly. The sight of its swirling innards weighs heavily upon your psyche. A will check. So Jenny's will is... It's a bit severe sometimes, isn't it, if I show you the zoom. Jenny's will is 3. Improved by anything? I don't think so. Okay then, let's have a die roll. Let's not use these that have just been 6s. She's got 2 focus, but it's going to be another test in a minute, isn't there? She rolls all 3s. Something that helps her re-roll bits. Reduces the horror of monsters. That's nice. Need to remember that. She'll focus. Yeah. She'll focus. Hero hit, how's it going? Thank you. That's a 2. She'll focus. Come on, you only need a 5 or a 6. Nope. The sight disturbs you and you are unable to turn your gaze, lose a sanity. Your companions try in vain to shake you from your stupor. They fight the beast in your stead. You may discard an ally to cause this monster to lose 3 health. The treasure hunter's giving us a observation and a strength and a reroll of those things. The treasure hunter is going to step in and kill the cultist. Because then we can have an otherworld encounter through this gate. In Yuggoth, strange luminescent murals have been painted on the dark stone. They depict a family of outer gods. You can spend a focus, which doesn't have it, to learn the story being shown, resolve the fail effect. As you pass the murals, radiation burns appear on your skin. Lose a health. You struggle to keep going. 2 dice. She's due a success. That's good. You find Xaxuluth surrounded by extra-dimensional energy, and you use the energy to return home. Close the gate. So gate-wise, there we go, we're looking a lot healthier. And Jenny has had an encounter in the Amazon. It's one of her things done. She needs to go to 14 and Istanbul. Istanbul's a bit scary, though. Maybe she wants to go and grab the dynamite first. The witch is easy, the star vampire's scary. Okie doke. That encounter's done then. Fairly successful compared to the last few rounds. Mythos. Clues appear in the Himalayas. And then 3 Eldritch tokens on here. Here's another rumour. Relics of old. The ancient texts speak of a beacon to guide the Ancient One. Many counterfeits and false legends were manufactured to protect its true resting place. As an encounter, an investigation on the active expedition space may explore the ancient ruins. Observation check. If they pass, they find the beacon and destroy it once and for all. Solve this. When there are no Eldritch tokens on this card, advance Doom by 3. Every reckoning, discard an Eldritch token for this card and shuffle the expedition deck unless we, as a group, spend a clue. Clues that we do not have. So we need to go to the active expedition, which is in the Amazon. And if Jenny, again, delays a bit longer, Zoe could go and sort this out. Right. So Zoe does want tasks. She could get a task and then walk over there. That's the mythos phase done, isn't it? I think we'll do that. Zoe will gain a task asset, task unique asset, as her special action. To seal the cavern, it's lore or strength -1. She'd have 4 dice on it. Just thinking, does she get a focus instead of getting a task? She can get a task. For the greater good. I think that's die. At the end of the mythos phase, you can spend clues equal to the number of investigators to sacrifice yourself for the good of mankind. Flip the card. I mean, Zoe would probably do that. Not the task we were hoping for, but we can spend a water ticket to go 2 spots, and we will try to seal the caverns, which would be a mystery. Jenny is going to stay here. She is going to get a focus. Got to be a different other thing. She's not in a city. I guess she'll heal. She's only got 3 and 3, so she'll heal 1 and 1. And then, so to seal the caverns, Zoe has got to do law -1 or strength -1. Strength is 4 with a -1, so yeah. That's looking pretty good. Yep, just give it a go. If she fails, she'll be here next time to do it. She's got our focus. Boom, 2 successes. Put the Eldritch token on this card. We've solved that mystery. If the next one involves having wilderness tokens out, we're laughing. Jenny is going to... Oh, does she want to do her observation test? If you pass, this is just gone. It's only 2 dice. She's got nothing that improves her observation, but it's worth a go, isn't it? 3 dice effectively with the reroll. Success. Find the beacon and destroy it once and for all. Solve this rumour. Spot of luck that we were already in the active expedition phase, but I think we need a spot of luck based on some of those rounds. A nice, quick, successful one there. Mythos time. It is green, which means there is 1 blue, isn't there? Yeah, in Tokyo. So 1 doom. Then Monster Surge, 1 out of that blue gate, is going to be a Thrall in Tokyo. New clue is going to be Miskatonic Outpost. We're not in the Mansions of Madness right now. 8. And then Death of Innocence. That illusion of the noble hero overcoming evil through sheer righteousness is gone. Every day is the brink of a disaster that requires you to embrace the darkness. You have learned that to simply survive, you must become the nightmare. Advance doom by 2 unless the lead investigator gains a corruption condition, which we cannot gain. Because, look at all of this. All this fluff and stuff that's appeared over the course of the stream. There's dirt I've just put there on the... Right. Advance doom by 2 then, because you can't gain a corruption condition if you've already got one, which we both chose to get at the very start of the game. So that's Mythos. And there are Eldritch tokens on the active mystery equal to half the number of investigators. We solved the mystery. Here is our 3rd and final mystery. It turns out I didn't really need the variant to get about because of the things that they ended up getting. It's helped me a bit. For sure. The source of filth and disease. Abhoth, the progenitor of miscreation, stirs beneath Mount Vormithadreth, spewing forth abominable creatures to spread its filth across the earth. From there it commands its children, those that it does not eat. After an investigator resolves a research encounter, they can spend the clue they gained from that encounter and put it on this card. At the end of the mythos phase, if there are clues equal to the number of investigators, solve this mystery. There's a clue. There's a clue. We could do it. Like the component containers, these are called game-genic token silos. All the stuff's downstairs, but there's basically like there's a plastic tray big enough to put all of them in with a little clear lid. And then all of these come out and store your stuff in. There's a bigger one that's like card size, but I've got it for these tokens. It's dead useful for games like, I've got one for this, I've got one for Arkham 2nd Edition, I've got one for Marvel United. Anything with it turns out, it's the perfect number of containers for Eldritch Horror. I think maybe there's one thing they can't have. It's pretty spot on. It can't have like the special tokens like these setup ones, but they're just in a bag. They're alright. Okay, actions. Zoe is definitely going to get a focus. We could win here from it looking completely hopeless because the mysteries have been a bit of a breeze. Half the number of investigators. We might squeak through this quite early on. Zoe will focus. Shouldn't need to do anything else, really. She's on wilderness, so she can't... She'll heal. Why not? Jenny will get a focus. And she'll move, spending a health to move an extra space to go over here. Then, you can get them all different colours as well. Like I've got a green one for this. I think the red one for Marvel United. I think there's a very multicoloured one about as well. Right. Yeah, this could be it. Zoe, research encounter. Although, as we've seen, the research encounters don't always let you have the clue, even if you succeed. She is in the wilderness. You attempt to map the extensive subterranean cave system, hoping to discern which direction it leads and what it might pass beneath. Observation. Zoe is awful at observation, but this is what it comes down to. She's got 2 focus. She's definitely not got anything that helps. She can gain an Eldritch token to reroll a die. If it's the end of the game, maybe the corruption is going to come in handy. Fail. Focus. Fail. Come on, different number, please. I'm rolling it. 2 hands, though. 3. Can I do the corruption as much as I like? It's just you wouldn't because it will kill you when there's a reckoning. What was like the really bad thing? I've seen the other side of it. Advance Doom by 1 if you've got loads. We'll definitely use it once. I don't know if I can use it more than once. I might have a Google. 4. Well, we've improved it by 1. Have to lean down for me. Dup. Same as a ring that allows rerolls just once per test. Yeah, it would be a bit mad if I could do it loads of times. But at the end of the game, it's just because it would do something terrible. Like if you had 5, that would advance Doom. Okay, so I don't think there's anything else we can do. She's failed at this. So, was there a fail thing? I bet there is. You take a wrong turn and become separated from your companions, never to see them again. Discard an ally. Well, no one has made an alliance with Zoe, so the joke's on you. Okay, we'll be having at least one more round. Jenny, will she be any more successful at having an encounter on the high seas? A blubbery grey tentacle tries to pull a hapless sailor onto the sea. Grabbing his hand, you resolve to hold on with all your might. Will. Okay, that's 3 dice. And there's nothing that can help. She has got the Eldritch token as well. So 3 dice and the 2 focus. Nope, fail. Spend a focus. 1. Spend a focus. Success! The assault relents and the man tells you of other recent attacks. Gain this clue. So when you resolve it, you can put a clue you gained from the encounter on this card. There's one of our 2. Fail at that. Hey, David. Yes, I'd say that's the only thing. Like, I would prefer. This is quite nice, but if it was 2 more of these instead, then I could separate the impairment and improvement tokens. Like, this is for, like, cards, and I haven't got cards in any of my token silos. They're for tokens. I can buy card containers if I want cards. I'm sure there's a situation where you might want it like that. But yeah, it'd be nice if you could just buy a couple of these in a pack. It's probably not cost effective for him to do, is it? But it'd be nice. Yeah, that's a round. Mythos is ticking down now. We're probably into stage 3, or very close to it. Omen, there is not a red gate. We closed that. Monster Surge, well, since there isn't a red gate, that means one opens and it is red. And a goat spawn emerges from it. Clue spawns in Sydney. It could be worse. People are staring at you again. You assume you must be having another screaming fit. You tried asking for help, but you can no longer tell who is real and who is not. You console yourself with the hope that no one will ever have to see what you have seen. When this card enters play, the lead investigator, Zoe, loses all but 1 sanity. Okay then, so she's healing and getting a focus. And as a reckoning effect, the lead investigator loses the sanity and then discard this. Okay. It could be worse. Absolutely right. So, actions. I think Jenny... Oh, actually, and you can just change the lead investigator. Jenny will be the lead investigator, in case we don't make it through this. She were... Oh, which means Jenny needs to go first. Yeah, it's just all of the things. Ooh, what Jenny is going to do is walk to Arkham and have and acquire assets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3 successes. She's going to buy the private flight. To Sydney. Thank you very much. Yeah, she'll leave it there. Because she hasn't got any focus, but that's another chance to do something, isn't it? Rather than just sitting there waiting for Zoe to do it, which hopefully she will. Whiskey is becoming available. And that's Jenny's turn. Zoe is getting a focus and healing. So she's at 7 and 2, because the thing might make her lose sanity. We don't want her to die at this point, do we? Okay. Jenny might steal the thunder here, because Jenny's the lead investigator and going first. She is in a city. A seemingly innocuous gentleman offers to mentor you in the ways of sorcery. Law -2. Jenny has 1 law. She gets extra law for spell effects, which this is not. She does not have any focus. I mean, this could be the lucky success that wins us the game, though. Good roll. 6. Is she getting a clue, though? I haven't read. He teaches you to perform great wonders. Gain this clue and a spell. Oh, I'm just reading the fail effect. If you failed, you could still have the clue if you took a Dark Pact, which I know... Yeah, Jenny did take a Dark Pact already, so she can't. We've been lucky that the... What's it ones? The yellow ones that have got the Reckonings haven't come out. We've had a big run of blue back-to-back, and then I think 2 greens back-to-back. Because, yeah, the Dark Pact could just be one of us is dead. she gets the clue and a spell. She'll put the clue on the mystery, so that's definitely done. The spell, so you can have a look at one. Instill bravery. Once per round, when an investigator would lose sanity, you can test law and prevent them losing up to 2 of it. Pretty good. And Jenny's big space. So, Zoe, she might as well go for it. Let's see if she would have done it. So Zoe is still in the wilderness. You gaze across the valley and breathe in the crisp morning air. In the distance, you think you see something move. Observation -1. Again, she's rubbish at that. She has 1 dice for that, because you always get 1. She's got to focus. Maybe this is going to be the crazy lucky thing. Didn't Jenny just succeed with 1 die? 4. Focus. It doesn't matter. Just for Zoe's satisfaction. She'll take an Eldritch token to... She succeeds! She gets the clue. She'll just have it. We need to survive the mythos phase, which we've got loads of doom. Hopefully someone's not going to die. Wait a minute, do you get the clue? You meet the gaze of a pale white being, skin punctured with thousands of tiny holes. Gain this clue. Yes. Okay. So all we need now is a mythos phase. Reckonings are coming. We are going... Oh, actually, we need to roll a die, and if it's a 1, we see the Dark Pact. So first of all, the Omen goes to blue. There is 1 blue gate. Doom goes down to 8. Reckonings. There's a lot of monsters. Witch. Each investigator who's cursed loses a health. No one's cursed. Cultists don't have anything. Star Spawn on a 1 or a 2. Advanced Doom. 6 this time. Night Gaunt. If there is an investigator here, move and they become delayed. Otherwise, move this monster 2 towards the nearest investigator. The Night Gaunt's landed in Sydney. No more monsters. Abhoth wants us to put a cultist out. How many cultists is that? 3, so that's not going to advance Doom. In a wilderness space, please. Zoe's eager to go and kill that guy. And then Gates spawns in the Himalayas. So everything's kind of focused on this half of the board, isn't it? But it doesn't matter, because unless something in the effect is going to really ruin us, there's a zombie. Then the effects. Jenny's our lead investigator, so let's see what happens to her. We've got the corruption, gain an Eldritch token, and then she has to discard a resource, a focus, or a clue. She doesn't get any. And then it's just the Dark Pact. On a 1, it is time to fulfill your part of the bargain. It's a 5, although that was lucky. I did see the 1. So you see what it would have been. Again, this isn't happening, but just so we can see what it would have been. Reap the whirlwind. The information seemed so innocuous at the time, and the power you were offered was so vast. Now their plans have come to fruition, and the cost of your transgression will be paid in the blood of innocents. Draw and resolve a disaster. That's where, like, there's a big effect, and a space on the board gets destroyed. But that didn't happen, because the game is hopefully going to be won, unless bad stuff happens. Zoe just has her corruption. She has taken on a lot of corruption here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we can either let this happen, or she can take a Dark Pact to cancel it all. Discard an ally. She hasn't got one. Someone else gets a Bane. Advance Doom by 1. She'll get a Dark Pact to stop it happening. I also want to show you a Dark Pact. She wouldn't roll for it this round anyway. Pact with the Dark Man. I think this might have happened in one of the old playthroughs. You knew that ever since you signed your name in that terrible book, signed it in your own blood, this day would come eventually. You can hear his cloven feet approaching, and you are certain that the end is near. You are devoured. See, Dark Pacts are horrible when they happen, but sometimes you can get through a game not rolling ones. Like, we've only had 1 Reckoning, and she didn't roll a 1. For the terrible thing to have happened. The one that have like I'd recommend. I won't spoil actually. If you haven't seen the last playthrough I did against, I can't remember who it was against, but it's about 2 months ago, and it's a 3-player game with my wife Rach and Paul Grogan of Gaming Rules. The Dark Pact that happens in that worth a watch. It's one of my favourite cliffhangers. Well, I don't get to do many cliffhangers, but it's my favourite cliffhanger that I've done, for sure. Oh, what a time for something nice to happen. I just do random on the mythos cards. I think I tried in one of the playthroughs to do the difficulty thing where in stage 1 they're all nice, stage 2 they're all normal, stage 3 they're all nasty, and found that the nice ones gave us such an amazing start that it made it a breeze. I think that might have been like the second playthrough I did or something. I tried it in one of the filmed ones anyway. Mysterious benefactor. I'm not at liberty to disclose my client's identity, the lawyer says with a dialect you cannot place. Stoke. Suffice to say, a line of credit has been established. For now, no obligation is attached to these funds. The lead investigator gains a funding condition. I don't think... More often than not, I don't see what these do. You may discard this in place of gaining a debt or to discard a debt. Reckoning if you're on a city, you can flip this card. I'm sure I've seen one, but just so we can have a look. Mysterious auction. Through a series of odd encounters, you have earned an invitation to a most curious auction. Strange relics from ancient times and places are being sold off to the highest bidder. Just one of these curios could be of great use to your cause. Gain an artifact and discard this card. It would be a nice thing to gain, wouldn't it? But at the end of the mythos phase, if there are clues on this card equal to the number of investigators, solve this mystery. When 3 mysteries have been solved, investigators win the game. Hey, it was looking bleak for a bit, wasn't it? But, yeah, things came out quite well. I think... I don't know, we were kind of fortunate that a lot of stuff was not very far away. And because Jenny had that, as part of a travel, you can spend a health to move an additional space on any path. That helped us. That kind of offset the variant that I was trying, you know, the get a free ticket in cities to kind of help you get across as 2 players. So I think I have made no, like, I can't say if that variant had made it too easy, because getting the fragments probably had more of an effect than that variant did. So I'll probably try it again next time I do a 2 investigator game, but maybe we'll do another live stream as well, because I love doing the 4 investigator ones when I play, just because you can have loads, that's double the number of encounters, and you've got 4 people about on the map. Downside is, it takes ages, and it's so easy to lose track of the abilities of people, especially when they gain a billion things, which is the beauty of Eldritch and Arkham Horror. So yeah, I'll give it another go in the future. Thank you. But yeah, that's Eldritch Horror. It's gone well. We've saved the world from Abhoth. I think pretty much we've had a decent success rate with Eldritch Horror as well. I think we did fail. We had to call the last one, the one we did at Paul's, because we'd been playing for, I think we had a 3-hour window and we'd been going for 3 hours when the ancient one woke up, and it was pretty much, it was looking over anyway. So it's not like we threw away a victory. But yeah, we didn't play that one out, so that's definitely a loss. But generally, I think things have gone quite well. But yeah, the mysteries that came out definitely would have helped. What would the other ones have been? Perhaps if some of these had come out instead, it would have been tougher. Put an Eldritch token on the nearest city space without one. At an Eldritch token, you can do this thing, but you need to do it twice. So rather than half the number of investigators. Child of Abhoth, the epic monster comes on. That could have been harder. And each investigator spawns a cultist on a space that doesn't contain a cultist. Whenever a cultist is defeated, put a clue on this, put 2 clues on. I think that, yeah, maybe the Child of Abhoth would have been the hardest thing, but we were pretty tooled up for combat that didn't really happen. That's an unusual thing for Eldritch as well. That's another thing, that at 4 players, doesn't each gate come out with 2 monsters? So the monster surge is 2. It's still 1 with, yeah, if a monster surge 2 come out and there's 2 clues, still only 1 gate with 1 monster through it. But yeah, there's probably more monsters about, so maybe more combat. But it's just because things had lined up to just like, I want to do the missions, I want to go and fight things, but we could just go and try and win the game instead of doing all of that. And it worked out, didn't it? So there we go. That's some Eldritch Horror. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me and celebrating my birthday. It's a pretty good way to celebrate it, isn't it? A game of Eldritch Horror. If you burn the box on your birthday, you can say that you've won Eldritch Horror. Yet the gods will never take me. We need to... If I open up my documents, how many have we done and how many are left of Arkham Files? Let's see, we've done... What have we done now? Abhoth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's still 9 ancient ones. I've definitely played a few of them, but they've not been in a playthrough. Like the King in Yellow, I've definitely played, but we haven't done him in a playthrough. We did that in Arkham Second, right? And the card game we did. Rise of the Elder Things, Ithaca, Nephron Kar. You definitely need Egypt for Ephron Kar. Shub Nagurath. Shud Mel. I don't know how to say. Syzygy? Syzygy? Yig and Yog Sothoth. Ooh, what's the next file's called, Sizzy? That was a very strange one. Well, they're all a bit strange, aren't they? And there's like a billion preludes, and probably, like, we're getting through the Investigators, though. There's not a ton. I need to take some off. Because I was going to do a 4 Investigator game and decided that I didn't want to, like, abandon the playthrough at the 4-hour mark because we need to go out. I think 2 Investigators was the way to go. So yeah, we've got plenty. I still haven't done Ashcan Pete. I love Ashcan Pete. I love Dexter Drake as well, James. I think we did Dexter Drake. Was I Dexter Drake in... Oh, I was Dexter Drake in the 3rd one. Elder Things is Antarctica. I think Hypnos was Dreamlands, right? That was the one playthrough I've done where we needed the sideboard. But I'd like to do a sideboard one again. It's just that you've got to... The camera does go out further than this. Not too much more. I think you can see from that playthrough, you can squeeze it in. I think I had the sideboard here and I had the Investigators all on the bottom to cram it in. Because, yeah, table space is the problem. But if I get that playmat, it's only slightly smaller, but I want an excuse to play on neoprene. We'll see. Maybe there'll be a big change next time an Eldritch or an Arkham 2nd Edition playthrough rears its head. How much are they? £57 for the core Eldritch. Core with all of the expansions, £114. Or the tiny one, say tiny, it's 120 centimeters. That's got all the sideboards on it, integrated into one big playmat. Check the link earlier on in the chat. I'm not affiliated with those people. It's just something I've spotted on Etsy, and we've had testimony from Derek that it's good. Derek has the playmat. But yeah, thank you everybody for being here. You can support me on Patreon. You can support me on Ko-fi. It would be lovely if you could. I would really appreciate it. It's how I'm able to do a load of this stuff. It's not a sponsored stream. Fantasy Flight's, I doubt, interested in anything much outside that Star Wars game that they're doing at the moment. There's still a bit of the card game going on, isn't there? But yeah. It's all about stuff, innit? Derek does know his stuff. If Derek trusts the playmat, I've got to give it a go, haven't I? Let's see, how big is the normal playmat? Primordial project, a fan-made compatible. Oh, so there's the Primordial playmat is a big one that's got everything. The tiny is 25% smaller with all the expansions. Core, so the playmat is 60 by 84. I had a tape measure here earlier. Here it is. 84. Same size, isn't it? Bit bigger. 60 by, yeah, a little bit bigger the playmat than the normal board. And then you can get little playmats for all the expansions separately, or you can get a great big one. The great big one I would never fit. I would never fit on camera. I would have to have the tiny one. I would never fit 2 of this. Almost 2 of this side by side. I wouldn't be able to zoom out that far. I mean, for playing, not on stream. Hey, maybe in the future. Hey, I was ending this at some point, wasn't I? Thank you very much for being here, everybody. And I will see you. I'm going to be live on Friday with Black Forest. But today is like a massive bumper day. It's just because my birthday's happened to fall on Tuesday. I wanted to stream this on my birthday because I felt like it. But also, Timeless Journeys is on Kickstarter now. That is new from Lyrius Games, who made Age of Comics previously. It's designed by Nestor Mangione and co-designed by... Leave anybody out? A new designer, Andrea Robbiani, where you are like trying to go on the grand tour, like trying to get culture in Italy and fill your travel journals and go and find Keats and Shelley and people like that to give you bonuses. I've done an overview of that is already up, and soon, if not already, I don't think I've had an email about it yet. The next Steffenfeld City collection is launching today, and I have a playthrough, mind you, for the brand new game in that collection, Chichen Itza. Oh, it's not launched just yet. Launching soon. I think it's coming soon today. But yeah, you can see it already on Patreon. It's going to be coming later today. It's a lovely big feldy game, but there's dice combat and stuff in it. Hey, I've begged and begged, and there's a peaceful variant for people that are Care Bears like me. But yeah, you can see that playthrough coming up as well, and it's coming up with Valencia, which I haven't played. I hope to at some point, which is a new version of Strasbourg, which is a Steffenfeld game I have never played because it's a 3+ player bidding style game, and I mainly play at 2 and 1. So it's got a 2-player mode now, so I'll be able to play it. Maybe it'll be great. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. You can check out those pre-recorded playthroughs. You can check me out live with Black Forest on Friday. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Bye, bye, bye.